I joined the troop when I was 11. When I first moved to Austin, I didn't know anybody, and I made a whole bunch of friends that I'm still friends with now, 7 years later. I've grown with the troop, and I've helped to expand the troop. Use the weight of the hatchet, and then just... And that's really what it means to be a Boy Scout, to grow the community while also growing yourself. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal,
helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient,
cheerful,
thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
And David Roche encompasses all the qualities of the Scout Law. Scouting is something that I know David believes in. He served as a leader of the organization. He has helped fundraise for the organization.
He was a fellow that I could go to and say, David, would you chair the safari auction and dinner? And he would say yes. David, would you lead Friends of Scouting? Yes. I guess it was never any question in my mind about the fact that I was going to ask David to be the next president. And I knew he was going to say yes. David is probably one of the kindest, most caring people that I know. He cares about his friends, and he cares about things that are important to him, like scouting. The scout building that the council had before was built in the early 60s, and we had completely outgrown it. We literally had staff that were 3 or 4 of them sharing a single desk. The capital campaign to raise money for the Fickett Center was one of the most important things that I was involved with. Nothing could have made me happier that they got to break ground on the Fickett Center during David's term. And I was very proud of him for being able to get that done.
David and I started working together at the Trammel Crow Company back in 1986. And due to our significant age difference, I always considered David more of a father figure. When we started Endeavor, all of us would work on each project together, and we would split up the roles. David was key on the retail side on getting all of our initial retail development deals done. One of David's mottos is how we handle ourselves is as important as what we build. This year's theme, Building a Legacy of Service, is a perfect fit for David. He has always been involved in the community, and if asked, he'll serve.
When I found out he was the president of the Greater Crime Commission, it didn't surprise me at all.
Our role in the Crime Commission is really to make sure that the public is aware of ways to be safer. And it's not about the individuals on the board. It's not about trying to gain notoriety. David was an obvious choice to lead the Crime Commission because of his leadership style.
He is not automatically the kind of person that seeks the limelight. I can tell that it makes him uncomfortable to be in front of a camera, in front of an audience. But he does it because that's part of his job.
When he gets a passion for something, he will do whatever it takes to get the job done. But never does he ever seek any kind of personal credit for that. And that's what makes him a special leader. Behind any great leader, there is someone who is very important to them in their life. In that case, it's Becky.
David's success as a community and business leader really started when he met Becky.
I've known Becky not quite as long as David, but I much prefer being around Becky than David.
This should really be a Distinguished Citizens Award, and Becky is part of this. This is really a David and Becky Roche Distinguished Citizens Award. David takes the Boy Scout motto, be prepared to new heights.
David is always prepared.
David is Mr. Prepared. When David invited me to climb Mount Kilimanjaro with him and I said yes, I found out a lot about him. You get to know somebody when you are with them 24/7 for about a week and a half, and especially if you share a tent with them. Camping with David is like camping in an REI store that's connected to a Walgreens.
He has got 2 of everything that you need for a camp out. In fact, one hunting trip, someone broke a piece on their gun. Gun was 20 years old. David said, I think I have a part to fix it, and he did. David is worthy of the Distinguished Citizen Award for lots of reasons. You really don't need to look any further than Scout Law. 12 very powerful words. We do need to go back on a couple of them, though.
He's not as thrifty as people, but you know, he doesn't have to be, and that's okay.
He's not obedient. You talk with Becky Roche, she'll give you dozens of reasons how he hasn't been obedient. If the council is okay with him complying with 10 of 12 of Scout Law, we're good. We can keep going tonight.
I can't think of anyone more deserving than David for this outstanding award. The things that he's done to contribute to the community, to give back, he's done that all in a very quiet, unselfish way.
When my oldest son, Max, crossed over from Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts, David was there that night in the crossover ceremony and handed him a Boy Scout knife as a congratulations gift. My 3 boys are in Boy Scouts because of David.
David Roche has got a solid legacy that he has built for himself here in Austin, Texas, and I could not be prouder of him.